Hello, welcome. Welcome to this special session, Returning to the Heartwood. We're going to have a moment of quiet contemplation and reflection here today in the Conference of the Trees. And to lead that session, I'm delighted to welcome Brother Embrace and Brother Spirit from the Plum Village Monastery. Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome, dear friends. So wonderful to be together. We feel a little bit far away from you. I'd like to move this a little closer. We want to feel close. That's better. There you go. What a wonderful space. So nice to feel the quality of the air. Oxygen, fresh. So this afternoon, we just wanted to create a space and a time for us to connect with each other, with ourselves, with Mother Earth, who's always there for us, but maybe we're not always there for her. This is a time to find very concrete ways, practices, things that we can build into our day to make that connection something very, very concrete, something practical, something that we can tap into at any moment in our lives, whether we're stuck in a high-rise in an office or whether we are walking barefoot in the forest. So, we're very happy to be with you here today. We've been here in Glasgow for about 10 days, walking slowly, mindfully, bringing smiles and gentleness to the blue zone in the COP.
And walking fast too.
Sometimes having to walk fast to make a meeting. Yeah.
And it's okay. Our body rush, but we don't rush.
So I think we're just going to go right in with a guided sitting meditation.
Yes, before I begin to share with you, we have a practice here we wanted to offer so you can experience a little bit. We've been sharing a lot, ideas and so on. So this is a chance for us to experience a little bit of coming back and touching nature within us. So I will guide you on how to recognize that we are Mother Earth. Sometimes we separate, we think Mother Earth, nature is out there for us to save, but in fact it is within us. We are water, we are earth, we are fire, we are air. So this is very important in our work, in our, race. But I think Mother Earth is fine. You know, it's the humans that we need to actually care for ourselves. And when we care for ourselves, we're with ourselves, then we don't need the material things. We don't need to consume. So our happiness will be more aligned with who we really are, which is Mother Earth. So please sit comfortably. And some of you, this might be new, but just I will say a few words to help us guide. And part of meditation is to feel. Okay, we think a lot and we have a lot of ideas, so it might be difficult for some of us. But let us start with, remember, feeling, okay? And I'll help you that. So sit, if you can, check in with yourself, with your spine, and realign your spine, your spinal column, and check in. Maybe it might be too forward, too back. So realign our spine and feel the gravity of Mother Earth, of the planet, the weight of our body. And we might like to close our eyes because we have another eye, a third eye, the eye of awareness. So we don't need our two flesh eyes. Close our eyes and see with our third eye. And we begin to feel. Breathing in, we feel the in-breath coming in through the nostril. Breathing out, feeling our out-breath through our nostril. So breathing in, that little space underneath our nostril, just bring all of our mind's attention there and feel the breath. In-breath, out-breath. Just simply bring all of our mind's attention. If a thought comes up, just let it float by like a cloud. In-breath, I follow the in-breath all the way through my lungs, down to my abdomen. Feeling my belly rising with the in-breath. Out-breath, feeling my belly fall as the out-breath exits. In, out. Might feel fidgety with our body, just recognize it. In breath, I embody this body. Feel the presence of this body sitting, feeling the gravity of Mother Earth. Breathing out, I let go. Let go of my shoulders. Allow the gravity to affect our shoulders. Allow Mother Earth to pull the tension on our face, our cheeks, our forehead. Feel the embrace of Mother Earth. Gravity pulling us, holding us. Relaxing any tension, letting go, especially around the neck, the shoulder. In, out, just let the shoulder drop. Let our face drop. Don't need to hold on so tight. This body rushing, moving about all day. Now, we send this body, the body of Mother Earth, our love, our care. In, aware of this body. Out, relaxing this body. In, I see myself as a flower of in the garden of humanity. I am a flower. I am a manifestation of Mother Earth. I've come from Mother Earth. My face, like a blooming daisy in the morning sun. I see the dew on the flower, fresh. I feel fresh as that flower. How beautiful to be alive, to be manifested in this form. In, I am a flower. Mother Earth, you are me. Out, I feel fresh as a flower. Breathing in, I see myself as a mountain. the earth element within this body, the food I ingest, the cloud, the water. I am a mountain, stable and still. I have emotions come and go. I have thoughts that come and go, but I do not react. I stay still and solid like a mountain. Mother Earth, you are within me as a mountain. I feel your solidity beneath my feet. All this drama of the humankind does not disturb the mountain, the timeless mountain. I am beyond the calendar of our schedules. Timeless mountain. In, I see myself as a mountain. Out, I am solid, stable as the mountain. Breathing in, I also see water within me. I am a still lake high in the mountain. I see myself reflecting the clouds, the forest, so clear. Breathing out, I feel my mind more clear, more open, reflecting the beauty of Mother Earth, reflecting the beauty within me. I am enough. I am beautiful enough. Just being myself is beautiful enough. I reflect the beauty of Mother Earth who's given me this life. Mother Earth within me as water. This still lake. In, I am a calm, still lake. Out, I reflect the beauty. Breathing in, I feel all of space, the air within me, all around me, within every cell of this body. I'm not limited by this form. I am spacious beyond this planet, beyond all that we can see. I feel spacious, the wonder of being open, unlimited space. In, see myself spacious. Out, I feel free, unlimited. Dear friends, you may open your eyes. And dear sacred trees, thank you for joining us. Thank you for offering your freshness, your presence. And I hope that was helpful, that you were able to touch that Mother Earth is not just an element out there. And if you do have a moment of disconnection, of uprootedness, of losing our heartwood, we forget that we are the earth. We've come from the earth and we will return to the earth. I like to do that meditation to remind myself what is important. So in your meetings, in our human drama, if you find that need, you can always remember this practice. You take a few breaths for in and out breath and reconnect with the earth, the fire, the air, the space, the water. Thank you for your practice.
So in these last few days, we've been meeting with many people in the blue zone of the COP, in and outside of the blue zone. And we're aware that there is a lot of anxiety and grief at the condition we find ourselves in. Kind of red alert situation for our society. The damage that we've done and that we have been co-responsible for, some more than others. I look at my own society and how it has benefited from colonialism. I look around these buildings and I see the traces, see the evidence of that history and the pain of that. And we carry in our hearts, maybe in this moment, if I feel into my own heart, and I invite you to check in with your own heart in this moment, and to feel maybe that vibration of concern, of anxiety, maybe even overwhelming terror it can be. But what if it's too late? What if we don't get a strong agreement out of this COP? And what if it's just more of the same, more greenwashing, more empty promises? That can bring up a lot of rage, a lot of pain. And so when we are in touch with that, our practice is not to deny that feeling, but also to be careful not to react out of anger, to find a way to be with that feeling, to hold it tenderly, to let it vibrate in us even though that it is painful, not to numb it, not to cover it up with consumption. And this is the risk in our current society. There are so many ways that we can numb ourselves, so many ways we can avoid to feel that collective grief and anxiety, the grief at the loss of biodiversity, the species loneliness, as our brothers and sisters in the non-human world become extinct. There's a lot of pain. and so many ways to distract ourselves and to cover it up. And perhaps in the blue zone of the cop, there's a tendency to feel like we have to not express that grief or the vulnerability to that pain because we have to be professional. We have to be able to quote the facts and the figures, and it's not to deny that as well. For me, the science is essential, and we have to rely on that. But what we like to propose is that there is the possibility to combine the heart with the head and the spirit, and that it is possible to hold these feelings of grief and anxiety and not to drown, not to be overwhelmed. So when we are with people, we try to allow for that to happen. And for me, it's a kind of essential part of my day. When I wake up in the morning, I have to check in with my body and see where that is in my body. Do I feel that anxiety, that pain? And how do I meet that with dignity without just pushing it away and saying, okay, I got to get on with my day. I don't, if I tap into that, it'll be too much. I won't be able to handle it. I have to know how to relate skillfully to that. And what I learned from my teachers is that it's possible exactly by having the courage to be with that pain, to start to metabolize it, to start to allow it to move, to transform from rage, from shame, collective shame at the damage done by a society, into compassion and into action. The energy to stay in the game and to go back, to whatever tasks are ahead of us, but with that feeling. So maybe right now, I invite you to be in touch with that, and whether we hold it partly for ourselves, our own pain, but we also are made of the collective. So we tap into the collective pain of our brothers, sisters, friends, human and non-human. The pain we feel is also the pain of the earth. And we have to have the courage to face that. And when we do it together in a setting like this, we become aware that we are surrounded by friends. Then that pain is also shared. It becomes easier to hold. And one of the ways in which we train ourselves to hold the pain is to be able also to generate a feeling of joy when we need it. Because if it's just the pain and if we go straight into it, it may be too much. So where do we find that joy? Where is it? There are so many ways. That's what's wonderful. It becomes it's very creative. You have to get in touch with your creativity, and we have to share with each other what it is that allows us to tap into joy in any moment of the day. So I give you some examples. The next time you hold a cup of water in your hand, just before you take a sip, just notice the miracle that is water and touch your gratitude. To be able to drink clean, fresh water is a miracle. And we know that gratitude is a wonderful source of joy. It's so simple. When you have gratitude in your heart, joy is there. There's the joy of just being alive. Right now, that meditation that we did, you can feel the vibration of life in your body, in every cell. From your feet, up through your legs, your trunk, arms, and hands, and face. And we spend a lot of time in our heads, thinking, worrying, planning, regretting. But the moment we bring our attention back to just the sensations in our body, Like right now, if you just pay attention to the sensations in your hand, and you can take one hand in the other hand, and just notice the feeling in your fingers. Can you feel your pulse? Does it feel warm or cool? Is there a tingling in the tips of your fingers? Can you allow your mind to settle into the awareness of the sensations? And maybe you get a little moment of realizing, I'm alive. I'm still alive. And in my hands are my mother's hands, my father's hands, my ancestors' hands. And I'm still alive, and through me they are all alive. And we can still act with kindness, with gentleness, with compassion. That has to be joy. So we find all of these ways to nourish ourselves again and again throughout the day. When we receive food, when we greet a friend and look them in the eyes. For me, sometimes I sit in meditation and I just need to visualize the faces of my nephew and my niece. And they're young, and they are so full of joy. And their joy becomes my joy instantly. It's very simple. And when we know how to do that, we create a bigger container for our pain. It's a context for our pain, a way to a wider space of embrace. So our pain may still be there, but it's held within this embrace of joy, of life, of compassion, of love. And so we can start to talk to our pain. And we can say, hello. Hello, my sorrow. Hello, my anxiety. I know you are there. I'm going to take good care of you. I'm going to hold you tenderly. Allow you to be embraced. And you can be there as long as you need. Don't try to make it go away. Don't try to deny it. Just allow it to be there. And you may feel something release in your body. You may feel, okay, everything is still there, the situation is still there, the world is still in the state of crisis that we find it. But perhaps it's a little bit more manageable. Because if we panic, if we allow ourselves to go into fight or flight, or numbness, or freeze, or paralysis, then we may make the situation worse, or we may fail to act because of that emotional overwhelm. So it is essential for us to learn some of these very simple spiritual technologies, some of these very simple techniques, so that we can start to move with our pain, let it flow through us, not let it get stuck. And so we can bring it into those spaces, into the meetings, and sit there on the panel with a tear in our eye, and even go to the negotiation with that, with our heart a little bit vulnerable, but held in the warmth of our own joy and our celebration of life. So that's some of the things that we've been sharing in these spaces that we wanted to share with you as well. And I'd like to invite my brother to follow on from there.
I just share that a little personal, my journey. My family escaped Vietnam in 1979 because of a war because of ideology. We had nothing to do with it, but somehow our country was a playground for the boys and their guns. And our family, we took refuge in America. and I was 8 years old. And so I grew up in the West, and I was educated in the American education system, and I became an architect. I worked, and I became very, like everyone, trying to have that dream to succeed and to have the things that we, the car, the house, and bank accounts, retirement plan. But I think through the system, I became very selfish. I grew up in the Reagan era, which is very competitive, and it's like, the bell curve. So my education was always, had to be in front of the bell curve. So it was very, in my work, I became very protective of my ideas. So I became successful, and then the success made me become more afraid. And my security was I was very afraid to lose my security. My bank account had to be always increasing. And I was also I consumed a lot as well. I had many shoes, many Armani, and all this stuff. And these, was it the cologne? I can't believe I used to like spray myself with this stuff and to smell like not natural. I'm sorry, it's not for everyone. It's not a comment on our civilization, but it's my personal journey. And recently I was introduced as a faith leader, which I kind of reacted to. I feel more in my heart like a rebel, and I am a resistor. And when I chose this path, which you think might be Buddhist, religious, but actually what really moves me in my heart as a young person when I chose this path is actually to really rebel, because I saw this war. I woke up and saw there's a war going on for my mind. The culture that I grew up in, that I was raised in, is just like making me so busy and running after things. I didn't know why I was like every Friday afraid to be at home, and I had to go spend money. And I would feel awful if I was at home. I had to be spending and going to these places that, didn't really fill me. I came back feeling more empty, alone. And so for me, there is for this climate change, for this rebalancing our production and consumption culture, we need also a cultural change, the way we behave. And this is a very important thing to call out. So for me, I look and everywhere I go to the airport, I go to places, and I see there's a war for our mind, for our attention. Human beings now we have to resist so much to like really be with each other without touching this thing. And we're not really present anymore. And so for me, there's something very fundamental that is lacking, and it makes us empty because we are not having the heart-to-heart connection with each other, with our loved ones, with Mother Earth, with our food, with the water. So we feel very, we get alienated, and we become lonely. And that's exactly what the war is taking us. The market, the advertising, they know how to make you feel lonely. And then you consume, you stimulate, you entertain yourself. So this is, for me, I was like that. And so for me, rather than seeing like a faith leader or so, I'm more related to the street. And actually, we are from the tradition of leaving our homes and going in the streets and begging for our food. Of course, now we'd probably be put in jail or something, but in the old days in India, we used to go house to house to beg for our food. And it's a way to acknowledge our interconnection, our dependence on you for our livelihood, dependence on Mother Earth for our livelihood, for our sustenance. So that is a symbol of like leaving all the material things so that we will depend and trust that the cosmos will provide when we move from a place of connection, of not separation, of the heart. And this is a revolution in education, in media, and what we produce as what we're supposed to do as a human being, as a human civilization. And if we're not careful, if we are not mindful, if we don't have our attention, then they will manipulate and tell you this is, and it's very easy now because they know our weakness. When we're lonely, when we're unhappy, this is when, Christmas time, they play very beautiful music and make you feel good. And what does that happen? You want to buy stuff for your loved one. So this is the culture that is very hard to resist that. And so for me, my parents escaped a war from Vietnam, which we call the communists. Now I escape another kind of system. I don't know what you call it. They kind of call it capitalism, but I see it much more than material and money and banks, but it's for our mind. There's another war for our attention. So this is, for me, I feel more close to why we are doing what we're doing. And so I invite you to test yourself this coming holiday to resist the war for our attention, to resist expressing our love by buying material things. Just test that. And then your family, your loved ones will say, but you kidding me? You're just going to give me a hug for Christmas? No, I want really something that shows me your love, right? See that culture? And if you do that, you will probably get criticized. So this is the war I'm talking about. And this is exactly at the root of why we have this problem that is destroying other cultures, destroying other groups that we're exploiting. And there's holes in the earth in Indonesia just because we like this one little shiny rock we call diamonds, right? I've seen that hole myself. It is incredible, and I wish all of you can be there at this hole in the earth. And so this is what we are resisting, and this is what we have brought as much as we can to the conversation. It's tough because, okay, that's all fine, and let's do the real adult thing. We're going to solve the problem. It's all nice and fun, meditation and all. But that's the difficulty in this. And we see it even in this organization that we're organizing to solve the problem. Everyone is so disconnected from their body. So we help people to just slow down and recognize that we all, underneath all that, is our love and our care. And so we go around, we hug people, and we hold hands, and they're resistant at first, and say, we'll sanitize later, yeah? And this is the connection, that we are all wanting the same thing. But because of the way the society has been projecting, and they make us feel separate from each other and from Mother Earth, from the ground beneath us. So I leave with that to let you know, and please help us and spread that news, spread that virus. Okay, that virus of attention, of awakening, of being empowered, of having your own sovereignty, and not letting others colonize you with their own dogma, yeah?
Thank you. So we'd like to invite our good friend Nick to the stage to offer us a song. This is also to nourish our joy and our connection. This is such an important part of our healing. And that's also a little bit missing in the blue zone there. But at least here we can offer that. And then afterwards, we thought we could share with you the practice of walking meditation, because we want to make this experiential. And since it's such a beautiful space, I think we'd like to try, if you'd like, to do some walking meditation here in the space. It's something, it's a very transferable skill, so you can take it with you back to your home, to your workplace, wherever you go. So, let's enjoy.
Thank you, brothers, for sharing this platform with me. Hi, everybody. My name is Nick. And this is a song called A Prayer of My Own. Somehow, my love, somehow, my love, keep me an open heart in hell. Give me the courage to feel it all, the beauty of the fall, when I want to run away, when I wish to run away. Oh Lord, help me stay. I look around, I look away. Hey, hey, it's too much to take. I fool my heart each day. I fool my heart each time I say that it don't know how to break, and that I'm better off this way. Come on, Lord, help me stay. Somehow, my love, somehow, my love, can we bear the unbearable? How to bear the unbearable? How to bear the unbearable? Finding the color of my rage, giving that rage a place. Oh, the beast has a face with a grimace and such grace, and an open heart in hell. Well, well, with courage to feel it all, hold us, keep us still when we want to run away. Come on, Lord, help us stay. And we do it for our own, our little girls, our little boys. And we do it for our home, if we do it for the world. So let it out and let it in, get to know the beast within, give him love and bring him in. No, not an enemy, but a friend. And in the fury of the fire, in that timeless fire, I find my ancient friend. Lord, come to help me once again. So let it out and let it in, get to know the beast within, give him love and bring him in. No, not an enemy, but a friend. In the fury of the fire, in that timeless fire, I find my ancient friend. Lord, yeah, come to help me once again. Yeah. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, na, na, yeah. Thank you.
This is also guided meditation. Thank you, Nick. Wow. Thank you. Can somebody give us a time check? We have 1 minute, 2 minutes? No minutes? 2 minutes? Really 2 minutes? Okay. So maybe...
How do we do the walking?
So we don't have time for walking, maybe. And what time is it now? Literally 10 minutes, okay.
Okay. It's doable.
5 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. You want to lead?
Yeah, we wanted to share with you the space here. I'm not sure we can do any kind of loop, but please stand up. You leave your bags there. I think it will come back. We have 10 minutes, but I want you to experience this because we've been practicing this at the conference as we were walking around. And it's very much more easy than sitting meditation. It's walking meditation. So just become aware of your legs, your feet standing, and drop your arm. Actually, be very healing actually to, raise your arm, in, stretch up, and out. Ooh, do I need this? In, stretch up, out. Our body is like a sponge, okay? So in, you squeeze the sponge. In, squeeze your whole body. Pull your neck, push your head up. Out, relax. In, and lower your palm slowly, same speed. And feel something when it crosses your heart. In, out, same speed, don't rush. It's a little qigong for you. Just come back to earth energy. In, squeeze, out. Pay attention when it crosses your heart. If you're alive, you should feel a little tingling right now with your fingers and your palm. In, are you alive? Woo. Feel some warmth. In, and keep it up. But in to our left. Straight. And breathe out. Up. In to our right. And pretend we're grass. We are grass in the field. Feel the wind of our breath. In. Out. In. Out. Enjoy the movement. One day we'll not be able to do this. So really enjoy this moment. We do this for our grandma, our grandpa. And drop our arm. So I invite everyone to, it's kind of
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay, one more movement, okay? So stand here with our feet. Breathe in. Raise on our toes.
Feet in a V.
Yeah, and if you can, just lower your knee a little bit. In. Out. In. Out. Thank you. Hope that revived that energy in you. Please continue our practice. Thank you for having us. And then please enjoy your rest of your day. Huh?
Thank you. Thank you all for being with us.